Dalen, what were you wanting to do there late in the second half? I mean, was it just a situation of you had the shots?
I mean, first half I was missing shots, but my teammates always give me confidence to keep shooting. I know Kobe's in my ear, telling me to be aggressive. So I just take what the defense gives me, and luckily I got some shots to go in the second half.
True.
I know your shooting was the difference in the game, but defensively, you guys really just clamped them down and kept them out of the lane and really made them perimeter oriented. What were you able to do to just keep them outside and really keep a hand in their face and not let them get going offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we break down into shell drill every day. I mean, that's like 4-on-4, just defending the perimeter, switch, double, and we kind of just make defense our thing. And if you stop teams and you score more than them, you win. So
good logic
already.
Also able to force 19 turnovers. Was that just active hands? Because I know that was something you guys, I know Dalen, something Coach talked about a year ago, was you guys would try and do that and you'd get called for a lot of fouls. But tonight, much cleaner, much more active, much more aggressive defensively on the ball as well.
Yeah, I mean, we're just staying active. Coach always just tells us to move our feet. And, if we can't get it, we don't like to gamble, but there's sometimes you just got to go for it. And luckily tonight, it worked out in our favor.
Kobe, this is a team that played pretty well, and I mean, they had the win over Illinois in the exhibition. What's it say about you guys? Because this can be the kind of team that you're going to see in Summit League play. What does it say about where you guys are at right now?
I think it spoke to our toughness. They went on a couple runs there in the first half. I think they got it up to maybe 8 or 10, the lead was, and so we fought back. And like Dalen was saying, defense is what did that. So even in the second half, when we made our runs, we wanted to make sure that we were active on defensive end and stayed true to our principles.
Dalen, how is this team right now? I mean, it seems like you guys are really working well together this early in the year.
Yeah, I mean, we're all pretty close. We all just try to encourage one another. I think that's kind of been a problem in the past. I mean, I'm not saying we get on other guys, but now we're doing more of a good job of just like encouraging, and that's something that Coach Wright kind of instills in us. But yeah, we don't do it for the stats. We do it for the dubs.
I think, hey, talk to him.
Dalen, is this the kind of game you've been wanting to have since you've been here?
Yeah, you can say that. I mean, every player wishes for this kind of game, to kind of be the man, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, every kid does that in his driveway growing up. So, yeah, I think it's kind of a dream come true being able to have a game like that.
I've been waiting on it too, just so you know.
Dalen, starting off the game, you were 0 for 7 from downtown. And what was Coach Wright saying to you to keep shooting?
He ain't telling me nothing. I mean, I'm gonna keep shooting. I mean, to be a shooter, you have to have a short-term memory, and I know if you shoot and you keep missing, you may want to get down on yourself, but I mean, not me. I'm gonna keep shooting it. So.
True.
Now you got the axe.
Yeah, y'all gonna see the axe.
Can't hear us, school.
Kobe, coming off your big debut, was it different, the style of play, going against a Division I school than a Division III school?
Oh, definitely. This team was a lot more active defensively. I think they kind of sped me up a little bit in the first half, talked to some of the assistants at halftime, and they just wanted to make sure that I was controlling the pace of the game, and I think I did a better job of that in the second half. I wish a couple more shots would have failed, but this guy right here helped us out with that. So, like I said, I just wanted to control the pace of the game a little better in that second half to make sure that guys were in the right spots, and so we weren't turning the ball over as much.
Aaron here. With Brandon out most of the first half with foul trouble, what was the coach saying to you guys about who's going to step up and inside presence and stuff, things like that?
I think that just starts with the perimeter defense. We all know when Brandon's in the game that we do have somebody to rely on if we do get beat to come and block a shot or help us. But we've been talking about the shell we do in practice. When we do that, we want to make sure that everybody's in the gap, everybody's putting pressure on the ball, and so we don't get blown past. And I think we did a really good job of that in that first half when Brandon was sitting.
Just a tremendous victory for our team and our program. I truly feel like they're growing before our eyes, and to have to inbound the ball 3 times in a row, freshman point guard taking it out, and diagramming the play to get it in those last 2, and guys being strong with the ball. just a tremendous concentration, focus, and toughness. Defense was the key tonight. Hats off to our guys, staying disciplined and what we were trying to do defensively and fighting for every defensive rebound. So defense won the game. Obviously, Dalen stepped up, made some big shots. I thought the pass that Brandon made to the corner three was just as important. They were really collapsing on him. So total team effort. Very pleased. Enjoy it for another 10 minutes and start on to the next one.
What does this game say about you guys where you're at? Because this has been a really good team so far this year and some of the things they've done. What's it say about where you're at?
Yeah, this is, Eastern, hats off. They're experienced guys that's been in the program 2 and 3 years, experienced seniors who are talented, versatile, long, athletic, and they beat some quality opponents and hung in there the other night at Nebraska. So I think for our guys, it's a little confidence builder, but at the same time, we talk about it's not who you play, it's how you play, and we thought we did a really good job sticking to our game plan and limiting them possessions and making a defensive battle.
Kind of building off that, I mean, you had a young team that you were really hoping to get them experience. Do you think a lot of your guys kind of grew up tonight having to play in a game like this that was close throughout and was back and forth?
Yeah, it's tremendous. I mean, it's on-the-job training for a lot of them. If you look at our returning starters, you just have 2 and Brandon and C.J. Duff, and then you have Dalen, who started half the games last year. Everyone else, these are crucial minutes, crucial games. I thought even last Saturday was a game where we grew up a little bit and had to come back and secure that one. But total team effort. We're growing every day. We're learning every day, and this was another learning experience.
Coach, at one point, Dalen Akron was 0 of 7 from 3. He ended the game 3 of 10, making 3 straight. Was there ever a point in the game where you thought about getting Dalen to stop shooting?
No. We want them to be a star in their role, and one of his roles is to be a two-way player, find ways to score for himself, find ways to score and create for others, and then being able to be a lockdown defender. So there was not a moment where we were saying don't shoot. We want to make the right basketball play, make the right basketball decision, and the right guy shooting the right shots. And I thought he did a pretty good job of that. There was a couple times where he might have over-penetrated, but for the most part, we want him aggressive.
He gets a double-double. This is a game you've wanted from him.
For the most part, he's a great two-way ability. Today was a great example of that ability. You just got to be consistent with it. He's a guy that's can go crash and get offensive board like he did in the second half, and he's also a guy that can go get him on the defensive end as well. So great two-way game for him. But collectively, our team defense is what, a limited team like that, they have so much firepower to 54 points. I mean, it's tremendous for our team moving forward.
Is it good to have that kind of defensive identity this early in the year?
Absolutely, because your defense travels with you anywhere, and we can defend like that as long as we take care of the ball, move the ball, and some shots that we normally make didn't fall tonight. You look at the first half when your starting point guard and your starting center are in foul trouble most of the first half. I think they both played 9 minutes. And then Jalen Morgan, I thought, came in and gave us a lift. He gave us a spark, some energy, huge block. And stepped up and hit some free throws to keep us in the game.
Coach, Brandon Gilbeck got 2 quick fouls in that first half to take him out of the game, and you guys seemed to find a rhythm with the small lineup. Then in the second half, Gilbeck was back in, came back out in a fairly decent amount of time. You went back to the small ball. Did you bring Brandon out to stay small, or just because he got back to his foul?
Well, if I remember correctly, he got his 3rd or 4th, so we were trying to preserve. I think it was his 4th foul. We're predominantly 4-guard. I think we're best at our 4-guard right now, especially the matchups that we're playing. I mean, they literally have 4 guards. At one time, they had 5 guys on the perimeter. They have something they call 5-out motion, and it's difficult for our 5s, like Jordan Hughes and even Brandon sometimes. He got a 2nd foul because he put his hands on a guy. The first one, I don't know. I think it was the other guy fouled him, but he got called for it.
Coach, you saw Kobe Webster pull up a 3, starting when you guys started really getting the comeback going. How does that feel to know you have a freshman that's that confident?
Did he make it or miss it? I forget.
He missed it.
He made one, and he missed one. Well, I think we look at and we emphasize time and situation, and that was not the right time or the situation for a stop and pop 3. But again, he's learning, he's growing, and you're going to have those growing tonight was not so painful, but those growing pains per se when you play young guys and guys are learning on the fly. So.
Coach, Jeremiah, when Brandon went down, had 5 defensive rebounds and finished the game with 7 rebounds. He had a big impact on both ends of the court with a block and a steal. What do you guys look for him for going on through the season?
Yeah, he's a guy that kind of a hybrid guy. He can stretch the floor on offense and make some open threes. He can get to the rim a little bit depending on the matchups, and he's fierce on the boards. I mean, he's a big guy. He's strong. He's tough, and he's a warrior. So. He gives us that dynamic where we can kind of stretch the floor and give Brandon some room down low.